Yeah, yeah. I'm living my best life. Made a couple M's, you know. Said I'm living my best life. Said I'm living my best life.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Random Opinions, Reaction, and Reviews. If you don't know who I am by now, you gotta get with the program. Today we are coming to do a review on the episode that just aired on General Hospital. Today is May 31st, you guys. May is, as of today, going to be over. Like, the year is going by so fast, it's just crazy. Like, we're about to be 6 months into this new year. Like, to me, it's still a new year. Like, the time just goes by like this. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. So we pick up with Sam and Julian, and Sam, her grudge with Julian is just kind of getting on my nerves now. I get that she is mad at her dad for some things that he did to Alexis, her mother, and she's having a hard time forgiving him. So the way that she goes about interacting with Julian, to me, like, it's just very unforgiving and very hypocritical. But let me stop right there, and then I'll get back to this. She wants to make sure that Wiley is okay, so she will even work with him to make sure Wiley is okay. So that just, to me, just sound like Sam just, to me, doesn't have any tolerance for Julian whatsoever. And I really feel like this is hypocritical, because this is coming from a woman that ran cons all her life. You know what I'm saying? This is coming from a woman that just finished the con. And I get it, it was to save her sister. But at the same time, like, the thing I liked about Sam is Sam has always been able to share her truths. She's always been truthful with who she was as a person. My problem with her is, you've done so much bad, and you tell us, you tell people, who you once were. You've made peace with that, and you've become a better person. You don't believe Julian can do the same thing, Sam? You really don't believe Julian, your father, can do the same thing? You don't believe that he can better himself and become a better person? You don't believe in change, but yet you've done it? Also, coming from a person that is in love with a mob hitman, that once had a relationship with a mob boss by the name of Sonny Corinthos. Sam, I just don't get how she can be okay with some people doing wrong, and she's not okay with other people and forgiving other people for doing wrong. And even with Alexis isn't even a goody two shoes. Like, she's killed before. She killed a freaking 17-year-old, for God's sake. And let her tell it was an accident. No, she ran that boy down on purpose. Like, she killed him. She killed, who was it? Luis Alcazar, and tried to cover it up. And even at one point, remember, Jason and Brenda were going down for the murder, and Alexis was defending them, knowing that she killed Luis Alcazar. Like, I just don't get where Sam can pick and choose who she is okay with doing wrong. Like, Sam, you need to forgive your dad. Give him one more chance. And, if he breaks his promises from there, then I get you keeping a distance. But Julian has done nothing but go out his way to make sure all his kids are safe, and to build another bond and a bridge with his family, including Alexis. And you mean to tell me Alexis can forgive him and you can't, Sam? Come on now. Come on now. Get off your high horse and forgive that man. He's done nothing wrong to you. In fact, he even helped save Danny's life, which he didn't have to. Come on now, Sam. You are better than this. Like, that, my rant is over. I'm gonna kill it there. Anyway, so while they're talking, Jason walks in with Danny. You guys, Danny has caught Soros. I believe that's how you say it, Soros syndrome. He has aged. I believe he looked about 10 or 11 years old. And it's his birthday today. So, I like the new Danny. I really wish they would have found a kid that resembled more of Jason, blonde, blue eyes. I don't understand why they can find somebody like that for Jake, but they can't find a blonde, blue-eyed for Danny. Anyway, I liked it, the new Danny. I feel like we'll have to see what he has to offer. So I'm excited to see where we go from there. Maybe we'll see him a little bit more often now. And I'm wondering, what are they going to do with Jake now? Because Danny looks Jake's age. So now they have to age Jake too. Like, is he going to be different? I'm sure they're not going to keep him the same character, because remind you, they got rid of the child that originated the role of Jake because he looked it too old. And they wanted to de-age him. So now they're going to have to re-age him again, because Danny looks older than the current Jake does. So we'll see what they do from there. Funny, when the new Danny came into the house, it was so funny, my daughter's reaction, because we were actually watching General Hospital together, and she's 5. She's like, "Mommy, is that Danny? He's gotten so big." I'm like, yes, he has, baby. I don't know when this happened, but it happened. But that was just funny that even she noticed that. I guess I watch General Hospital a lot. So we have Robert and Finn, and Robert is congratulating Finn. And while he's congratulating Finn, Anna walks up. And, you know, Robert is like talking to, well, Finn goes off, and Robert is talking to Anna. And he's saying, "I don't know how you jumped to the conclusion that I was going to propose to you." Yeah, so Anna does a backtrack of why she thought he was going to propose, and that was because she walked in on him talking to Felicia and Mac, and he had a ring in his hand. You know, and so Robert he goes out of his way to pretty much tell Anna that she's the love of his life. He's always going to love her. He wants to make sure she's okay and she's happy, and her well-being means everything to them, and that he's happy that they shared the time that they did. And, you know, things just didn't work out, but she was his greatest love. And I thought that was a very beautiful scene. You know, Anna was crying. Robert's just putting his heart out there. You know, pretty much he was jealous, didn't want Anna to commit to Finn fully, because he felt like Finn was going to take his place, because, you know, Robert and Anna, they're very adventurous together. So he felt like Finn was going to take his place, and he wasn't, you know, he didn't like it, you know, and he was a little jealous. It was very cute. So they get to talking, and he mentions that, you know, she is his friend, his ally, and the best agent he's ever worked with. That was so beautiful, you guys. It was beautiful. Anyway, so they're talking, and the subject of Peter's paternity comes up, because Peter and Maxie are supposed to be going to visit Robin. And so Robin is starting to open up and become close to Peter, because she believes Peter is her brother. And Robert is not liking that, because we all know there is a possibility that Anna is most likely not Peter's biological mother. Alex may be the mother. And so Robert is trying to talk Anna into going through with getting a paternity test, or finding out how, in what relation she has to Peter, because he doesn't want Anna to get too close and Robin to get too close to Peter, just to have this bombshell crack open that he is not who they think he is, you know. And Robert feels like it's a possibility that Alex might get a little jealous and try to blow Anna's life apart with this whole secret and stuff. So he wants to put Anna in a position where she already knows this information, and whatever she decides to do from there, then it's on them. But they want the truth to fully come out, so that this is a tool that Alex can use against them later on in life, you know? And I completely agree with that. Like, the whole fact that Anna is not willing to even go and find out if Peter is her actual son is just beyond me, because she was ready to pretty much, I don't know, the way she acted, like the way she acted when she thought Robin possibly wasn't her child, like she just completely jumped the gun, and I was not happy about that. But now she's dragging her feet with this whole Peter and the paternity type thing. Like, that makes me mad, because you were ready to pretty much jump the gun that Robin wasn't your daughter. But you pretty much, and I feel like the reason why she's doing that is because she knows Peter is not her son. She knows, you know, she just doesn't want to admit it. So whatever. So then we have Ava and Scotty. They're going to court, I guess, for a bail hearing. And Margot shows up, And Scotty is saying, look, you owe Ava, because she pretty much got a serial killer off the streets, you know. And so they stand before the judge. Ava pleads not guilty, which is good, you know, because I felt like at one point Scotty didn't know what Ava is going to do, because she's a ticking time bomb. She's all over the place. So she pleads not guilty, and he asks for her to get bail. Well, Margot, she pretty much is going to prosecute Ava to the fullest extent of the law. And she also said, like, she has to make sure that Ava isn't on the streets, and she can't look the other way. That was beyond me. What? But you're willing to do that for Shiloh? Like, Shiloh, how is it that Shiloh can get in your head and make you seem like what you're doing is right, but you say that you have to prosecute Ava to the fullest extent of the law because she stabbed a serial killer, a guy that's been killing women all over Port Charles, a guy that killed her own flesh and blood? Are you serious, Margot? The hypocrisy is real, you guys. Like, ugh. Like, when she said that, I was like, really? But you're possibly going to get evidence and cover it up for Shiloh? And not to mention you covered up evidence for your mother? Come on now. Like, oh, hypocrisy, hypocrisy, hypocrisy. That's what Port Charles should be named. Hypocrisy land. Because everybody is such hypocrites. She gets bail on $100,000, so she'll only have to pay 10%, so she's going to have to pay $10,000 to get off on bail. That's nothing for Ava, so she's excited, she's happy, and Julian is telling her, look, you need to make sure that Ryan is not in your head, and let this go and let them prosecute Ryan. Let the law handle it. And Ava's like, you know what? I can't do that. I can't make you any promises. I can't. She can't let it go. I don't blame her. And then the fact that she never really had the closure that she needed, and the things that Ryan said to taunt her when she was about to kill him, saying like, you know, Kiki called out for her and everything. Now that haunts her as well. And for all we know, Ryan could just be playing a head game with her, you know. So she can't let it go. And I completely understand and I get it, you know. And it seems like the law keeps dropping the book on this guy time and time again. So somebody has to be the one to take him down. And it might be Ava, you know. And I hope this time she succeeds. So then we have Laura and Kevin and Jordan. And Jordan is pretty much freaked out at the fact that she might be getting a kidney from Ryan. She's kind of like weirded out by that. And like Laura just breaks it down to her and lets her know, look, you know, you were okay with taking Kevin's kidneys. They share the same DNA. Now, what you do when you get this kidney inside you, that's your own prerogative. That's your deal. You know, but you can live your life to the fullest, and you can be just as good as person. Just because you have the kidney that belonged to a creep doesn't make you a creep, pretty much, is what I took from that. So once Laura got to talking to Jordan, she pretty much seen things from Laura's point of view. And she's like, well, when you say that, it sounds, you know, I can dig it. It sounds a little bit better. So then we have Curtis and Ryan. Of course, Curtis was going to check Ryan. He went to Ryan and he was telling Ryan, look, I did you a solid. Now you got to do me a solid. You know, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. And so Ryan's like, look here, you must think I'm some bum, some crazy, like I am stupid or something. Why would I give my kidney to Jordan, the person that went out their way to lock me up? You know, and he was like, look, if you want me to give you a kidney, that's a huge part of an organ. I need 2 kidneys. If you want one of my kidneys for your wife, you gonna have to do me even bigger solid than just what you're saying, you know? And so Ryan ultimately wants to be free of all charges. He wants all charges dropped to give one of his kidneys. I feel like this is reasonable. I know I'm not siding with Ryan, but I feel like this is reasonable. Like me, I know how I feel about my kidneys. I don't even drink. I'm not living with just one kidney unless I have to. I'm just not going to give you one of my kidneys, especially you've never done anything to actually help me. Why would I give you one of my kidneys? I completely agree with Ryan. That's a major surgery. They opening me up. They taking my kidney. Like, you got to be bringing something bigger and making sure I'm getting off on everything if I'm going to give you a kidney, you know? So, we'll see what happens. Then we have Lulu, Maxie, and Peter. Lulu, she's on the dating website. So this is a part of her little story that she's going to be doing. And Maxie and Peter, they walk up. Lulu, she leaves. Like, the scene wasn't really that big with these three characters, but she leaves, and Maxie has this ploy to get Dante back to Port Charles, and she wants Peter to help her. Now, these scenes are nauseating to me, you guys. Peter and Maxie happy and kissing. Like, I just can't get down with the get down. I do not like these two together. What are the writers doing? Because I'm not the only viewer of this show that cannot stand Peter and Maxie. Like, y'all need to put Maxie with somebody else. I'm sorry, because Peter is not cutting it. They're excruciating. They're nauseating to look at. Like, they don't have any chemistry. And Kirsten Storms has chemistry with most of the men she's been with, but not this guy. Like, no, the writers need to do a do-over. That's why they don't pretty much have like the sex scenes and stuff with Maxie and Peter, because they know their viewership doesn't ship them. They don't like them. You know, we do not like Maxie and Peter. No matter how much you put them in our face, we will not like them. Ugh, I'm done ranting. Anyway, so Maxie wants Peter to help to bring Dante home. And so Peter agrees after it took time for Maxie to like butter him up and, you know, talk him into it. And he's saying, like, he was even saying like, oh, Lulu is fine. Like, what are you talking about? She's fine. And Maxie is like, look, I know my friend. Like, Peter, do you really think you know Lulu well enough to know what's going on with her? Maxie and Lulu have been friends for ages. I think Maxie knows when something is up with her friend. Like, she knows that Lulu is burying herself in work to keep her mind off of Dante. We have Jay Salmonelli scenes. Yay! Yay! Anyway, Jay Salmonelli, they are everything. Like, they're sitting there playing games. I guess Julian bought Danny NASCAR racing car, something like that Danny really liked it. And Sam is pretty much talking to Jason, and she's kind of reserved when it comes to Julian and Danny's relationship. Like, she don't want to overstep because she knows that Danny loves Julian, but at the same time she still is not feeling Julian. Like I said, they're talking about that. And so then she's talking to Jason, and she's like, look, I think it's time for you to move home. Come home. Like, Jason hasn't been home in like 5-6 years, you guys. I know he was homesick. I know Jason was homesick. I didn't think that he was going to move back in, just because it might bring up a lot of bad memories for him. But I guess he's going to move back in. So I was happy about that. I'm ready for them to have a fresh start, to start all over and become who Sam wanted them to be. Way back when, before Jason died back in October of 2012. So it's good to like pick up and start off fresh. So I'm happy for them. Danny was happy. He said it was the best gift he ever received. So it's just good to see them have a fresh start. And I'm down with them. So I'm ready to see what the writers do from here on out with them. You know, and Sam was catching Jason up on the whole Shiloh and Wiley thing, and how she has to do what she has to do to make sure that Wiley never enters into the hands of Shiloh. We had scenes with Curtis and Finn, and I guess Curtis has a plan, and we don't know what the plan is. In the previews, I guess they're going to trick Ryan into giving his kidney, and then they're going to kill him on the table. We all know that is malpractice, and if this is their plan, Finn can possibly lose his job. Curtis could probably get locked up for this. This is conspiracy, so to commit murder. So they can pretty much get locked up if anybody finds out what they're going to be doing. You know, Curtis goes to that, and all that happened after Curtis went to Jordan to talk to Jordan and see if he can bargain to get her a kidney, and let them know that Ryan, look, he wants all the charges dropped. And Jordan is like, no, No, like it's a no-go. I'll find a kidney some other way, or I'll die if I have to. Like, no, he will be locked up, prosecuted to the fullest extent, and he will get the death penalty. Like, they're not taking, they were even saying taking the death penalty off the table. She's like, no. Now, I don't even know what made them think that Ryan would be okay with them just taking the death penalty off the table. This guy is smart. He's been committing murders for decades. You really think that he's gonna take the death penalty off the table and give you a kidney for that bargain? Come on now. Y'all had to know that wouldn't have worked. Jordan talking to Laura about possibly stepping down, and Laura's like, look, I will find an interim to work your job until you're able to do so, but you will not step down. So I thought that was pretty neat that Laura is holding Jordan down. At the same time, I feel like an interim can run Jordan's job better than Jordan can. But I digress. Anyway, today's episode was pretty neat. I liked it, everything about it. I thought it was pretty cool. Pretty interesting, more interesting than yesterday's episode, like I mentioned previously. And the last scene of the day, Kevin enters into Ryan's room. And Ryan is crazy, you guys. He gonna say to Kevin, sorry, brother, didn't mean to leave you hanging. I'm like, you always throwing some jabs, Ryan. Why? You in the hospital bed still being shady. Crazy. This man's crazy, you guys. But I had to laugh out loud on that one, because Ryan just don't got no filter. He always being shady, and he brings it.
A few moments later.
So I came outside briefly. It's a beautiful day out here. I was reading on Facebook where TK Weaver, he actually announced today that he would no longer be returning back to General Hospital, and he is a little sad about it. But it's important for him to know that there's like cars and stuff coming past, but because I am outside, but he's gonna have more like a plethora of business opportunities, and this is just helping him build his resume. GH is not end game for him, and I think it's definitely gonna help him book more shows, because he was a good Danny to play, and he definitely helped Sam and Jason come closer. So I'm wishing him a lot of luck and hoping that he doesn't feel too sad, but it is what it is. Also, I wanted to say that I don't know if I stressed enough about Jason and Sam. Like I said, I didn't think that Jason was gonna say that he was okay with moving back in, just because that place holds a lot of like haunted memories, and a lot of like time where Sam spent a lot of time with Drew in that place. Like, they've been through a lot in the penthouse. So I was really shocked that Jason decided to come back home, but I'm definitely happy. And Sam, she even said, like, please don't leave us again, like, because last time Jason walked out of the penthouse, he didn't return. So I'm really happy and psyched that they are having a new beginning for this couple, because they deserve it. And as we know, Jason and Sam wouldn't be Jason and Sam if another mystery for them to solve didn't pop back up. They're like Scooby-Doo. For real, they're always solving cases and stuff. So today might have been their day to just chill and celebrate Danny's birthday. But they definitely are going to have some things that they need to solve in the past, because they're always on the run. They're always having adventures and stuff. And I was just kind of shocked also that today's Danny's birthday, and they really didn't do much for him. That was kind of shocking to me. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think they should have done something better for Danny's birthday? Let me know in the comments below. I mean, today's episode, like I said, it was lit, and I enjoyed it. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know how you felt about today's episode. If there's anything that you would have changed. If there's any storyline that you are shipping, and any storyline that you would like to see gone ASAP. How do you feel about Ryan? Do you wish Ryan was dead? Do you feel like Ryan brings a whole nother element to the show, and would you like to continue to keep seeing him every so often? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys later. Bye.
I finally made my mind, know that I can't go back broke. They saying that my time up, my back against the ropes. I hustle, got my grind, know that when I make the most. I had faith every night and I never lost no hope.